Hello everyone. This video will be an introduction to the Jira application called Stagil Assets. As the name suggests, Stagil Assets is a resources and asset management tool for enterprises, which basically allows you to implement a ERP system inside your Jira environment. In order to do so, it provides you with additional custom fields, additional graphs and relations, but most importantly, it allows you to establish advanced links between Jira tickets, or as we call them, relations. There are many use cases of these advanced links. However, I would start with a project management example, as I assume that most of you are using Jira for this purpose. So here we have an issue type called portfolio that is related to a series of projects that should be monitored and completed by the end of the 2020. In order to create these relations, we have not used native Jira functions, but our advanced links. And here we can see the list of the projects that have relation with our portfolio. We can see already the first difference between advanced links and native links of Jira. Here we can decide what attributes to display in the list. So we already have an overview of the projects and the characteristics of them. Not only we can display the attributes, but we can also work with them. For example, here, as you can see for this numeric column, we have applied a formula to elaborate this data. The relation between the portfolio and the projects is not only displayed here as a list, but also in a graph. So here we have our first graph, which is just for having a bigger picture overview of the relations. So it's interactive. So we have at the center our portfolio, and as a network style, all the projects included in this portfolio. We can zoom in, zoom out, but this is not the only graph we will be seeing. I just wanted to mention another difference between the Jira links and the advanced link of Stagil assets. Sorry. So you all know that Jira allows you to link one ticket to another by choosing, for example, here the attribute of this link type and then selecting the issue. But here comes the first limitation. So usually you don't have you don't have any search bar tool. So usually the projects includes hundreds or even thousands of tickets, and it's not always easy to find the correct one, or it's not always easy to avoid mistakes. So what the advantage of Stagil assets is to predetermine what issue is selectable. So for example, here in projects, we already have pre-selected all the projects that are related to this portfolio. So we won't be able, we will not see as a suggestions of link tickets coming from other projects, but only the ones that we have pre-selected. And this is already another big advantage of our advanced links. Anyway, let's continue further and let's open one of our projects and see how the relations have been used inside this ticket. We can see that as we have seen before, also this ticket is using a custom field that is provided by Stagil Assets, and it's called traffic lights. It allows you to determine a specific data logic, and on the basis of this data logic, the lights of the traffic lights will change. So for example, in case we have logged more time that what was expected, or for example, if the build time is exceeding the budget, in that case, the traffic light will turn red. Another use of Stagil assets is in the lookup fields. So for example, here we can see what is the portfolio related to this project, and by remaining for a few seconds on the hyperlink, we will have a preview of the informations related to this portfolio. But also we have created another custom field for the customer. So we have an hyperlink to the related customer or the customer that is interested in this, involved in this project. And we will come back to this aspect in few seconds. Continuing further, well, this is a table that is actually being created with another add-on that is called Stagil Tables. So it's not part of this, even if it would be interesting, but it's not part of this video. And I wanted to show you that in this case, the project is not showing relations to other projects, but of course, but it's showing some other types of relations. So we have here the staff that is involved in the project. So we have our team members that are involved in the development of the project, and here we already have informations regarding their roles. But moreover, we can also establish a relation with the milestones of the project itself. And this is very useful to better visualize what is the status of the milestones and the milestones if it's related or dependent on other tickets. So for example, if we open now our work package 1, we will see that it's here nothing surprising. So it's a issue type epic, and we can see all the issues that are included in this epic and needs to be performed. We also have a preview of the Gantt chart as well. But let's go back to the project, because as you can see, Stagil Assets allows you to establish a relations between two tickets, and it doesn't really matter what is the content of these tickets. So you can use it in project management to establish relations between projects, or to visualize milestones and important tasks, but you can also use it to profile for example, the employees. So in this case here, the project staff, let's open one of the tickets, for example, the ticket of Daniel, and we can see that we jumped into another project that is called Human Resources. So in this project, we are profiling and collecting all the informations regarding our employees, and the ticket becomes the profile of the employee. So we have all the personal informations. We have another lookup field coming from Stagil Assets, which allows you to see who is the line manager of Daniel. We can even retrieve the ticket of the original job application of Daniel. So if we might be interested in knowing how was the selection process, who took part of it, or even to retrieve the curriculum vitae, so the CV, we can also always collect these informations and keep them organized into hierarchies and graphs. So it's really powerful tool that can be applied on many different use cases. But let's continue further. So we have our profile of Daniel, and we can see here the hardware, so all the assets that have been assigned, the company assets that have been assigned to Daniel to perform his job. So he has a printer, a smartphone, and a notebook for his work. Moreover, we can see also a list of projects that are currently part of Daniel tasks. So it's always nice to see where the employee it's focusing on. Everything is always represented in a graph, and we will go here finally in a second. I wanted to show you that the graph is not only this one on the left, but this is, even if it's interactive, it's just really to give you a view of the relations. But if we want more details, we will click here on the top right, display graph. And here we will be able to retrieve much more information. Sorry, while sharing the screen. So we will have much more information regarding these relations. So first of all, we can decide the style. It might be a network style. So we will have our Daniel or our issue in the center where the focus is on and all the relations around. Or we can opt for a hierarchy style. So in the configurations of the add-on, we will establish the issue type hierarchy. And in this case, for example, we first have the headquarters, so the office where the employee has been assigned to. Then all the assets that have been assigned to the employee. We have the employee himself and the relations with other colleagues. So in this case, he's a line manager, Peter, and the project that he's involved too. What is nice, it's yeah, of course, as you have noticed, you always have on the right preview of the ticket itself. You can filter the graph, for example, for issue type, so to display or not display a relation, or apply quick filters or a JQL search bar. But I wanted to show you that you can always, for example, if you want to display the relations of Peter, you can always double click on the issue and the focus of the graph will change to the issue itself. So in this case, the focus is now on Peter, and we don't even need to open the Peter ticket to reach here. We can just double click. And here we will see the graph of the Peter relations. And I just wanted to mention that right now we are at the level 1. So we are only seeing relations that comes or goes from Peter. But if we change to level 2, don't get afraid, it will get more complicated. We will also see, we will not only see the first level, so for example, from Peter to Daniel, but also the second level, so from Daniel to other tickets. So it's really a powerful tool that helps you to visualize even complicated projects. This is the human resource aspect, use of assets. Of course, it can be used also for CRM with this following the same logic. Instead of employees, we will have clients or leads. And last case, it's the asset management. So the profile can be of an employee, of a client, or also an hardware asset himself. So in this case, we have the profile of the smartphone assigned to Daniel. And it's very nice because we also have the service desk tickets that have been created and related to this smartphone. So when you create a service desk ticket, Daniel will already see as a suggestion the smartphone that has been associated to him. He won't be able to create a ticket and relating it to another smartphone. And we will always have the history and the chronology of the tickets. Last but not least, I want to mention that the configurations of the application allows you to create projects with just one click. So we already have created template projects for CMDB management, for CRM, and for human resources. And in the upcoming versions, we will also have other use case covered. But this really makes the implementation of the add-on inside your environment very easy and intuitive. So I look forward to see you testing our add-on, and talk to you soon.